Welcome to the Madhouse. What we have here today is my attempt at trying to make a tree farm. Now this is going to be manual, something like the one that I got from JC Plays. You just got to climb up and chop it down. You don't want everything automatic. Now, this is kind of the average size of what you get from a mangrove with the amount of logs, and then this branches off. That is abnormally big and a lot of logs in it. That, for me anyway, does not happen often. This happens more than not. So we have a 7 by 7 by 21 high box rectangle. Um, we'll get to why these buttons are here in a little bit. Now these buttons here, alright, we gotta do something with these blocks. I don't know what's keeping them connected, but this is gonna affect the growth of the tree. You kind of have to make, the only downfall is you kind of have to make sure the leaf blocks actually disappear, because this is one of the trees that needs a certain space. So we have these buttons on the inside here because it kind of controls the spawning of the roots. I've had just like one layer of like 5 root blocks, and we have a slab roof up top. I didn't have it roofed off at one point, but then when I put it on, I noticed that the tree was actually about 4 or 5 blocks higher on average than what it was without it. So, like I said, you see the common pattern here. It's kind of an X pattern. The roots root down on 4 sides on each side, like a square, or an X in this case. But with the buttons on the inside, yeah, I need to work on this. With the buttons on the sides, it seems to push them in, and it minimizes the amount of root blocks you get. Now, you don't have to put the buttons in if the roots are something that you want a lot of. Me, I'm just doing this mainly for the wood. So, yeah, that is a lot less than those out there. So I got scaffolding here. The buttons on the outside are in the center block. And what that does, well, this one actually reached pretty high. So that means there's probably a block here that branched out. No? Okay, so this is what the buttons are for. It keeps the blocks from branching out of the side of the building. This one I think might have branched. Ow. I'll probably edit that out, maybe. But for the most part, if anything, what it does is it pushes the block outward. Yeah, see here? It pushes it outward. Now, we're good to go. I might actually put ladders. It might be better to put ladders there. That way, what it'll do is the center block, you'll get that gap between the leaf blocks. So having ladders might actually make it easier, which I think I'm going to change it to actually maintain if there is one block that popped out. And this is the tallest I've seen this grow out so far. This has literally reached the top. Alright, so we have one log here, and that was from the outside. On average, I usually see maybe 5, 6 logs on the average size tree. Again, very minimal amounts of roots. So, for those logs, we got 21 logs from one tree. And I think there's a couple that dropped into the chest. Yeah, because I had 62. So that's actually the most I've gotten out of one tree. At all. And as I said, I think ladders would be better here so you can maintain any... Because what will happen is because this is the center and this is the center block that I have in the middle where I'm planting it. So these center blocks is where any of the branches would actually pop out if they were to. And like you saw, it did pop one out, but it popped it past the button. The button takes up a block. So having ladders here might actually be easier because it'll pop it out one and you just go up, crouch onto the ladder and break whatever's there. Which actually that's what I'm going to be doing. But yes, this is usually the average size one that you see. We got 21 blocks out of that tree that we just did. This one might have 10, if that. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then maybe 3 or 4 branch. We'll try to see how long this is going to take to clear up. We might do another one.